Hannah. I'm a tutor at Sky Academy, and we are looking at the topic of algebra, MSA4. We are going to split this topic into two sections. We're going to split it into simultaneous linear equations and then non-linear equations. This is our first video within simultaneous linear equations, and we are going to be looking at the topic of linear functions. So linear functions is when you graph a straight line onto a plane. And how we do that is by first you construct a table of values. And so a table of values is where you put x and y in a table. I'm just going to draw it freehand. So x always goes on the top and y will go on the bottom, and then you will put in values for x. You can just make them up, or if they have specified values, use the specified ones. Otherwise, you might like to do -1, 0, 1, 2, and then you solve your equation using these x values, and you solve for y. Once you've found the y values, then you can do step 2, which is you draw a number plane with x on the horizontal axis and y on the vertical axis. Then you put the points that you just created in the table of values onto your number plane. And then in step 3, you join the points to make a straight line. It could be a positive line where it goes like that, or it could be a negative one where it goes like that. So let's have a look at some examples now. So here we have been asked to draw the graph of y equals -2x minus 1. So already we know that because we have a negative x here, our line is going to go in this direction as a negative straight line. So let's have a look. Our first step is to draw a number plane, draw a table of values, sorry. So let's go ahead and do that. So just draw up a box. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then once you've done that, we're going to put x on the top and y on the bottom. And then we're going to put in some values for x. I'm just going to make them up, and I'm going to do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So once you've got your table of values like that, we're going to now sub x into this position here, and then we can solve for y. So let's go and do that. So we have y equals -2 times -2 minus 1. And we're going to put that in our calculator and see what it gives us. It should give us the value of 3. And so we're going to put 3 in here, and we're going to go ahead and for every value, we're going to sub x as either -1, 0, 1, 2. And just put that into your calculator. So sub for -1, and you should get 1. Sub for 0, you should get -1. Sub for 1, you should get -3. And sub for 2, you should get -5. So I'm just going to erase this so I have a bit of room. And that was our first step. And our second step will now be to draw a number plane so that we can point our table of values onto the number plane. So here is going to be my number plane. X is always on the horizontal axis and y is always the vertical axis. And once you've done that, I'm going to go and label my number plane. So here at the origin, or the middle or the center is 0. And then I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then -1, -2, -3. I don't have grid paper, so I'm just trying to make it as accurate as possible, but it probably won't be because they're not evenly spaced, but we'll just work with it. -1, -2, -3, and we have to go down to -5, because if you see here, we have -5 on the y-axis. So I'm just going to extend the line a bit. -4, and then -5. Okay, now I'm going to go in a different color pen. I'm going to go in green, and I'm going to put the points that we just made onto my number plane. So -2 along the x-axis here, and I go up to 3 on the y-axis. -1 on the x, go up to 1 on the y. 0 on the x goes to -1 on y. 1 on x goes to -3. And 2 goes down to -5. Now that I've put the points on, I'm going to go and connect all the points with a straight line. So there we go, that's the best I can do. And then I'm going to label my line with a point. So we have -1, 1. And I'm going to also write the equation of the line. Y equals -2x minus 1. So that is how you draw a linear function, for example. You firstly draw a table of values, solve for y, and then draw a number plane and put your x and y values onto your number plane and connect the dots with a straight line.